Caution waving. The Charter Pipeline 250. There on the flag stand, just behind the yellow flag, that's Tony Twist, great winger for the St. Louis Blues. He waved the green flag to start this race, and having such a great time, he's not leaving the flag stand. It was Kerry Earnhardt, however, who spun to bring out the first caution flag of the day, and it comes out of lap 11. That's what happened to Kerry.
Going down into turn 1 and 2. We saw that so much yesterday. Just the car washed up in the middle of the corner, Jeff, and there's just no grip up there, and there's nowhere to go. He had to spin the car. It was going to continue on and hit the wall.
He did a good job right there. Got lucky at the same time to keep it out of the wall and be able to continue right now on the Janet King Special. Owned by Fitz.
That's a product that he's
trouble
coming
turn
off the
2
corner in third gear.
And it's Sauter.
Johnny Sauter in the 21 car. Caution is out.
Looks like everybody's going to get around without further incident. They're going to run back to the flag.
Look like Johnny Sauter, he will get going, so he will stay on the lead lap.
Second caution of the day comes out of lap 20. Watch the 21 car.
It looks like he just couldn't get back to the throttle, and he had to check up a little bit, and when he did, Kevin Grubb in the 26 got in the back of him.
Sauter lost his forward bite.
Boy, Scott Wimmer in the 23 just gets by. A lot of cars just got by.
Oh, we got trouble with turn 2 right there. Right in the middle of turn 2. Got a car around.
Casey Kane in the wall. Caution is out for the 6th time.
Casey was running in 11th position, had those fresh tires, and he was definitely working his way through the field. It's almost like the approach rate with those fresh tires was getting him in trouble.
He was right there with several other drivers right there racing really hard for position right now. So probably got together that may kind of contributed to him going around like he did.
Shane Meals tried to get a lap back from Mike Bliss. I don't quite think he made it. And we'll see how scoring saw that one. But Casey is moving around, about to climb out of the car. Let's see what happened from Stanton Barrett's point of view.
He's going off into turn 1.
Todd
got sideways and loose and got up into the side of Casey Kane.
I've been watching that group right there. They've been racing pretty hard right there, and definitely Todd's car got away from him.
Casey is okay. Tough break. That was a top 10 run.
He's been putting together back-to-back runs. He's getting stronger each week, and he had another good solid run going.
Came in here 9th in points.
Let's have one more look there.
Pass for the 37 car.
37 cars.
And there's a car spinning in turn 1. Caution is out. David Stremme is spun. What a huge pass for David Green in his championship bid.
He had him cleared, and the field was frozen. He's going to be back on the lead lap right behind Brian Vickers.
So all that stuff I said 30 seconds ago, forget it. It doesn't mean anything.
Wow. David Green getting to the inside of Dave Blaney on that restart, and seconds later, David Stremme spun out up in turn 1, and the 37 is going to get to come around and rejoin the lead lap cars. He was 3 laps down in this race at lap number 10.
Got to keep digging. That's why you always put your best foot forward no matter what's going to happen. It's the last race of the year. You've got to keep digging.
See if we can see what might have happened to Stremme in the 30 car. He just gets too high.
Tony Raines is up there as well. Cars are loose at the beginning of a run.
Damon Lusk. I called him Tony Raines earlier too, but 33 today has been driven by Damon Lusk, and just simply got too high, didn't he?
Cars are loose at the beginning of a run.
52 laps to go. The plot thickens in the Ford 300 here at Homestead Miami Speedway.
And aboard U.S. Navy ships at sea, watching today's race live via the American Forces Network. And caution out for the first time today. Chad Blunt in the 66 car.
And we'll probably see a replay. I think what happened, Rich Markle in the 68 car was up high trying to get the pit road, and I think Chad Blunt in the 66 car, who had really made some moves from starting dead last, couldn't avoid him and had to spin. Rich Markle since has taken his car to the garage area. But what Rich Markle in the 68 was trying to get the pit road, and there's just such a line of cars he couldn't do it.
Caution comes out on lap 20. Chad Blunt spins.
And I think this would be a little early to come get that first set of tires. We may see some cars at the back of the field that were on the verge of going a lap down go ahead and roll the dice, especially to make chassis adjustments, maybe take that first set of tires. But this would be awfully early to dive in there and get that first set of tires.
Bobby Hamilton Jr. in 4th, Mike Bliss in 5th, and the cautions come back out again as in turn number 4 the flames begin to fly off the back of the 77 of Brad Teague. So Brad Teague having troubles in turn 3 actually, and that fuel cell breaking. We take a look at that spin by Teague.
He didn't want to be the meat in the sandwich there. Looks like he got out of the gas and the back end snapped around him. Boy, that was a very hard hit. You saw the back tires come up off the ground. That was a hard hit.
In qualifying, these guys were going 170 plus miles an hour, and when you're entering turn number 3 you're going about that. So he backed into the wall going real fast.
Very, very fast. He didn't have much time to slow down. Took him a little time to get out of the car there.
You see Brad Teague climbing out of the 77 now as the safety crews put the fire out on the back of that. And I probably shouldn't have mentioned problems in turn 3 and 4. Scott Riggs gets spun around, and that will bring out the caution, and Scott Riggs staying almost out of trouble. But there the 22 coming in, Regan Smith.
They're still spinning here on the front stretch.
Casey Atwood getting spun around. Coy Gibbs trying to get back out of the grass. Todd Bodine caught up in that in the 92.
Man, problems for the points leader. Todd Bodine sitting there 3rd in points. Looked like Hornaday had another great restart, and he pulled up on the outside of Scott Riggs, got the air off his spoiler, and looked like he was going to walk away from that with not much damage, but he got hit right at the end.
And you see the damage there on the number 10 of Scott Riggs as they are preparing for a repair on the number 10 Nesquik.
Now that is a blue moon of Kentucky. That's going to shine on the one that's left in blue this race.
Disappointing for the 92 of Todd Bodine. We take a look at how we are under caution number 4.
You can see the 2 car gets up on the outside of the 10 car, getting down in the corner here, and just pulls the air right off of him.
That's Ron Hornaday Jr. coming down maybe a little bit too hard there on Scott Riggs, who was trying to run on the bottom of the track.
See, the 25 car made it by okay.
Let's ride along with Mike Wallace. Take another look at this accident. We're on board the Geico number 4 of Mike Wallace, and this all happens out in front of him. See Scott Riggs sliding by to the right there.
You couldn't see anything through that smoke. He did a good job to miss that wreck.
Chance to cool down from some of the things that happened at Dover, like this. Scott Riggs and David Green, thick of the point battle and getting together. That's dropped David Green to 4th in the championship chase, while Riggs is 2nd, coming in here just 32 points behind Brian Vickers.
Who's heading out there right now for Anthony Lazaro?
That's the BG Products Ford of Anthony Lazaro of Ackworth, Georgia. A veteran road racer, former winner of the 24 Hours at Daytona, who last competed on the Busch Series in July of 2000 at Milwaukee, and just came around and backed it in.
But let's make this point here. That was actually on his 2nd lap, and he ran a 31:39, which puts him 7th quickest. That's going to be borderline. He would be one of the cars that would about have to get in on time, though, because they're like from the tail end of owner points.
Larry, just sitting there watching that car, it looked like when he drove it down in there, he got it down just a little bit below that white line, and sometimes that transition can unload the car just a little bit right where he lost it and around the way the car went.
You see him going into turn 3. Yeah, like you say, Jeff, right there. Like, you know, there's a different transition there from that apron below the white line to the actual racetrack.
Kind of touch that flat and just takes all what we call de-wedging the car, and it just makes it come around on them.
Now watch the rear wheels. He keeps the gas in it and spins them forward, and then all of a sudden, oh, that is hard on a motor and drivetrain when that happens.
Yes, it is. I mean, obviously, if they get in this show, more than likely they would have to go to a backup car, backup engine.
Hard crash at turn 4. Larry Gunselman. Chris Bingham was nearby, but I'm not sure there was contact when Gunselman pounded the wall to bring out the race's 3rd caution at lap 44. This car has been torn up week after week after week this year.
That's kind of one of those common denominators.
Larry is okay, but the field quickly slows. Jamie McMurray picked up 1 spot on that restart, and Todd Bodine was coming hard after leaders Matt Kenseth and Brian Vickers. Bodine is in a unique situation. Instead of racing to win, he must win to race. More on that later. Here's a look at what happened to Gunselman.
Car just came around with him.
And Bingham avoids him.
I mean, that is a hard lick, a very hard lick. You see one of his rear springs bouncing across the infield.
You know, I've seen more rear spring.
Matt Kenseth.
Oh, trouble on the back, guys. Got a car going around off of 2 over there. Got bottlenecked up. Very similar to what happened the lap before.
Lance Norrick in the 90 car. Caution is on the speedway.
Don't think nobody will get a lap back from Matt Kenseth.
Yeah, nobody really in a position to get one back, Mike. There's 27 or 8 cars, 27 cars on the lead lap.
And that's the 5th caution of the day, the 4th due to a crash. Watch the number 90 of Lance Norrick.
Just down.
Morgan Shepherd turns him. That car, Darrell, didn't look like it was carrying a lot of speed off the corner, though, Norrick's car.
No, there was a real bottleneck over there. Very similar to what happened when we had the lead change. And coming off of 2, if you can't get back to the gas, and the other guy does, he's closing at a high rate of speed, and you can have contact.
Yeah, gets a little help there from the 0 car. That's Morgan Shepherd. Yeah, he restarted the race, Mike, on the inside of the front row beside leader Todd Bodine. In a lap and a half, he was almost to the rear of the whole field.
Look at Shepherd's car, hardly any damage. A look at Norrick's car, used up. 85 laps complete in the O'Reilly 300, presented by Old Spice. And an interesting first lap, spinning off turn number 2, but his second lap, he does post a time of 25.818. And here's what happened to him on lap 1.
This was coming off turn 2 right there. Looked like the car didn't want to turn, Then the front wheels finally bit. Looks like he got across that bump as well. She comes around, but he was very lucky. It's a narrow back straightaway over there that he didn't hit anything.
Yeah, you see those roof flaps kind of come up, again, assisting in keeping the car down on the racetrack. Not keeping him out of the wall, I think. It helped him a whole lot.
Because he was definitely headed for that inside wall because it's banked 8 degrees and it takes you down there to it.
As Darrell would say, he almost met his water. Brian Weber spun getting out of pit road. Now he's not yet on the clock. This will be our final qualifier.
These cars come off of pit road on turn 2. It's still a little bit damp over there.
Got water?
May have, or just trying to get up to speed in a hurry, and you're trying to get that momentum built going down the backstretch. It just got away from him.
But we talk about the rain. When it rains, it washes all that dirt and dust down that apron area, so it's real easy to get it on your tires and make you lose control.
Yeah, you saw the big splash go up just before he started to spin, so we'll give him benefit of the doubt and say he got those slick tires and a little bit of water.
Well, he's up and going now, going down the backstretch, going through the gearbox. I would say that definitely got his attention.
I was going to say, it kind of breaks that concentration when you say, Larry.
Yes, it does.
Right, Hank, that sort of marks where the wall begins and the concrete stops. Here's Ron Young now spinning down the racetrack. Everybody taking evasive action, and it will be a one-car incident that brings out the first yellow flag of this race.
I was watching that as you were talking about the blue line. I saw him look like he got up a little bit out of the black and got a little loose there, spun it out. But yes, the blue line does mark the marks the wall and the race surface because they're the same color and it's hard to tell.
Here's another look at that situation.
Just like I said, I guess I wasn't wrong this time. But yeah, he got up high, and you can see the concrete dust, and you can see that there's no rubber there and no grip.
Here's a second look at that problem, and you can see just barely got a piece of the wall. So Ron Young brings out the first caution flag. We're only 3 laps into the 225 to make up the...
That's the racer's horn. Honk, honk. I'm on the inside.
That's the horn right there, the chrome horn. And Ron Hornaday and Vickers now crash in turn 3.
That's the one thing about concrete. It's a little bit unforgiving. He got on the inside of Hornaday there. They made a little bit of contact. Brian Vickers tried to stay off of him, and it's not very forgiving when you get your car a little loose, a little sideways. He pulled down on the wheel to stay off of Hornaday and spun himself out.
So the yellow flag is out for the second time very early on in this event. 2 cautions were just 10 laps into the 225. Ron Hornaday currently in the 14th spot after starting 7th. We'll have to get an update on the damage to that car, and tough break for Ron. That team's been on a bit of a roll lately as well after winning at Nazareth.
Hornaday didn't give him a whole lot of room, and he was really trying to get up beside him, and Hornaday got down in the corner good, and one of those deals, man. Isn't that what they always say in racing?
It's just racing. You can see another look here, long distance view. You see Hornaday's cars hunting up the racetrack after contact, right side coming in contact with the wall flush, and then you see Vickers do a 360 in one direction, then the car snaps around for another 360 the other way.
Took the right side tires off, the right front was down, and evidently something is rubbing against the, we got problems on the racetrack.
That's trouble in turn number 2.
2 cars.
And that brings out the 3rd caution flag.
Everybody just flying through that wreck there. That was a very close call.
Brad Teague involved in it. Scott Riggs will lead them down to the yellow flag, 3rd one of the night. Brad Teague, a lot of damage to that unsponsored car. That certainly doesn't help. They'll have to put that on the racetrack, take it home on a flatbed, it looks like. Here's a little bit of a peek at that incident. Scott Riggs, and you look at that right there. Riggs almost sideways trying to dive underneath those cars.
Very close call. You could see where the valence was right on the racetrack. He was hard on the brakes. The car got a little loose. That was some really good driving.
Joe Buford, that car down the bottom of the screen, the 53. Riggs went right, then he said, no, I've got to go left.
Ashton Lewis did a good job to miss this wreck, too.
Johnny Sauter also squeezed by as well. Let's take a look from his in-car camera. He was off the gas. He spotted a hole, man. He got on the hammer.
You got to go for it. I mean, he had a little more time. Scott Riggs was the one sitting on the hot furnace.
Yeah. Now Mike Bliss trying to get to the inside of his Joe Gibbs Racing teammate, Coy Gibbs. Trouble now along the front straightaway.
I caught the tail end of that. I just saw cars sliding through the grass. We see got Stanton Barrett,
Mike Wallace,
Joey Clanton.
Stanton Barrett trying to get out of the infield. And of course, the tough part about this, we had a lot of rain yesterday, still pretty damp there. Wallace, you see the left front of his Geico car tore up.
We're watching these guys run 3 wide. We're not sure if they're going to make it, and then we look right behind them, and there's a big wreck behind them.
Caution flag 4 on lap 43, about 1 every 10 laps. It could take a while to get this race in if they keep it up.
Yeah, let's look at this again here.
Heavy traffic back there. Stanton Barrett out of shape, and the wreck was on.
Yeah, Stanton Barrett all by himself, it looked like right there. Maybe made a change to the car, got loose up off of turn 4, went around him.
Look at the Geico Gecko is a hurting unit right now. Looks like his nose was punched in. Under that last caution, the 92 car of Todd Bodine came in, and Glenn Jarrett has more on that.
Yeah, sounds like you may have a valve spring problem. 26 car to the wall.
Lance Norrick backs into the wall hard. That's in turn 2. And that brings out caution flag number 8.
The 21 car, it's hard to say. It sounded like it could have been a valve spring. Premature, I don't know.
Glenn Jarrett has more on Johnny Sauter.
Well, right now, guys, Hank, you're dead on it again, buddy. You're 2 for 2. That's what Butch Hilton, the crew chief, thinks that it is. They're going to bring him in under this caution period here and take a look up under the engine to see just exactly what the problem is.
Here's a replay of the problems for Lance Norrick in turn 2.
McCoy Gibbs, who goes down in the corner. I don't know, maybe Coy got the air off of him. Went for a ride.
Stanton Barrett, it looks like, squeezed by the inside. A good save for him. Tough break for Lance Norrick.
Yeah, the 26 car there, Lance Norrick, was in 16th place, 3 laps down.
This may take out the fuel mileage question. We'll see if all the lead machines come on pit road. That tightens it up, right? No? Am I crazy? What?
18 car.
Coy Gibbs, the MB&A Chevrolet. That is caution flag number 9. Man, he must have hit pretty hard. That flattened the back end of that MB&A Chevy.
You remember when you were, Brian Vickers is going to get his lap back. Brian Vickers got his lap back. That's good.
So 4 down, he gets 1 back, so 3 to go.
That's 3.
Yeah, 3 to go.
You know something I said earlier that you laughed at me about the lights and the horns and the helmets and the aggressiveness? I might be right on that too.
All right, let's take a look at this replay. That is Kerry Earnhardt that ticked the back bumper. Coy Gibbs, and Kerry had just come out onto the racetrack 68 laps down. Here's a second look.
It looks like he's loose in the straightaway before he ever gets there. I don't know. Watch this car right here very closely. See it? Just make some kind of a turn to the left. I don't know if maybe he got out of it really quick or what happened there.
And it could be, you can't hardly tell from that angle, but maybe Kerry didn't hit him or didn't tap him because, as you mentioned, it did look like the car was starting to get a little bit loose. And Coy Gibbs.
Back at Chicagoland Speedway, we are back at Chicagoland Speedway. The caution has just come out. Mike McLaughlin has gotten into the wall off turn 4.
Oh, we're done.
5th yellow flag of this 300-mile race. Comes out with 47 laps to go, and just after the round of pit stops have been completed.
Well, that's an easy way for Matt to make up 19 seconds.
Are we looking underneath us?
Still got a whole line coming. Just keep driving. Just stay up there.
So tough break there for Mike McLaughlin, who says he's going to run about a half a dozen more races in this car the rest of this season.
Whoop, blew a tire.
Fixed the left front tire.
Yep.
Remember, he had just taken right side tires on his pit stop to try and stay on the lead lap.
I wonder if he wore the left front out.
Dave Burns told us that. Dave, let me double check that with you, but you told us he had just gotten right side tires on his pit stop, right?
Say again, Alan.
34.
What was it you were wondering, Alan?
34 car. You told us McLaughlin had just gotten right side tires on his last pit stop. I believe was
7th position. Tony.
Oh, Russian Johnny Sauter, right in the middle of turns 3 and 4. And I believe Casey Kane might have gotten into some oil and got into the wall.
Down here, let's look at it real quick. Get the hood open.
You were saying, Alan?
Attrition rate. Yeah, I was just starting to count up the number of cars that were in the garage, and
it got too larger.
And we got 14 of them right now, and that list is about to grow. That's bad luck for Casey Kane.
Last week in Daytona, crashed down the backstretch through really no fault of his own, and here he is again this week at Chicagoland through no fault of his own in the wall.
Take it to the garage area.
I have no brakes.
Have no brakes.
Shut the motor off. Just shut the motor off.
All right, this is going into turn 3.
You see this puff of smoke come out right there before he got to the corner. Now he's just hanging on. Car get real loose there. Probably in the fluids coming out of the pipe.
And right onto the rear tires.
You see Michael squeezed by down on the bottom.
Barely squeezed by.
And obviously there was fluid because Casey got in it. And
he and Michael might have bumped there, might have made some contact.
Yeah. Ventilated.
That's a nice job of driving by Johnny to hang on to that thing.
Oh, yeah.
Stay up, stay up, stay up. Caution's out, caution's out. Come on, come on, come on. Dig hard now, dig hard. Come on.
That confirms the
You're clear,
fluids.
buddy. You're clear.
Yeah. Rockingham caution flag has just come out for a little 180 done by Coy Gibbs over in turn 1.
Only car involved, and he keeps his car off the wall, continues on, but NASCAR wisely to the caution flag to slow the other cars down as they were approaching Coy Gibbs. But now we see some activity on pit road, putting on some 4 fresh tires.
Lots of happy drivers out there right now.
Greg Biffle, one of the happiest.
Yeah.
If his crew can figure out what to do for him.
Yeah, exactly.
Bottom of the screen.
Just broke loose, getting in.
And one of the white cars, I think 77, barely squeezed by. Let's see what.
Got a spin in front of you. Back it down, man. Back it down. He's right in the middle of the racetrack. Go high. Go high. You'll be fine right up there. Watch that 77. Nice job.
There was Derek Hayes in the 77, squeezing by. So Coy Gibbs has gotten
Get plenty of room to each other.
trouble. One spin in turn 4. Chase Montgomery. Second caution flag. Now here's the big challenge for you, Wally and BP. You just pitted for a set of tires at 39.
This is tough. Now, this is a tough decision. Man, you can't stop, can you?
No.
You just can't.
You only get 3 sets under caution.
Can't do it.
Nope, gotta stay out there. Although I'm sure they're not all going to listen to what I have to say, but I would want to come in and get tires, of course. But
And they all do, but it's only, I think, the cars that really need some help handling-wise that are going to come in. And maybe not even change tires.
And if you're new to NASCAR, in the Busch Series, unlike the Winston Cup Series where they can change tires as many times as they want, they're limited in the Busch Series to try and help save expense.
Goes up, makes contact with Brad Loney, and trying to avoid spinning the 96 car out. Spun himself out, basically.
He went in there and just slid up the racetrack. You're on the edge anyway.
This is the restart earlier on. Oh, Chase goes down on the inside of Tammy Joe.
Yeah, and
on the apron. Whoa.
NASCAR race director David Hoots over in the tower kind of spent about a lap chastising the 20.
Just drive it till it slips, I guess.
He'll go on 13th today.
Referencing our Inside the NASCAR Busch Series show.
He's so
Rick Markle, trouble. Goodbye. Safe. 28.200 on his first lap, but he got away without hitting anything there. And so Rick Markle will bring it back in as the third fastest of the 3 that have gone so far. Fowlerville, Michigan driver looking to make his 4th Busch Series start this season.
And that's just been a pretty exciting year for me.
Back to Wally.
Uh-oh, we got trouble in 1.
Stanton Barrett, hang on. Ugh. And the red flag is out. Stanton had completed his first lap in 27.757 seconds.
19th fast. Is that right?
Yep, 19th fastest on the first lap, but now he's got a mangled up race car. And that flush hit on the left side like that is going to leave him a lot of work to do to fix it.
Got loose getting in. Car got away from him as he turned down into the corner. Then you get up in the marbles, and you're going for the ride.
Looking at it from the other side, and it's still going to be as ugly.
Yeah, still going to hit just as hard.
Yeah. That's too bad. Look how far that moved that nose piece over when it hit the hood popping like that.
That's definitely a backup car.
So Stanton Barrett brings
Gary Earnhardt spinning.
Got a car spun off the back over there. Streamy.
Oh. Spun and done.
Okay, David.
Caution is out. Who this is a big break for is our points leader, Todd Bodine. He had not made his green flag stop. He's on the lead lap in 2nd place, so a big break for Todd.
I don't believe the 5 car had either. The Vickers.
We're going to pit road.
And the other
How
car.
many guys might not pit before we just.
The other car that was trying to stretch it was this man, David Stremme.
But I'm going to tell you who else is a big break for. We just talked about him, Martin Truex Jr., because this will catch him up to leader Matt Kenseth.
How many times this year have we seen it? Everybody starts to make green flag stops, green flag stops. All of a sudden, during that process, during that cycle, we get a dead gum caution.
I think we'll find, Darrell, that Todd Bodine may have been the only driver who had not yet stopped.
Had Vickers been to pit road?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Just a lap ago. Oh boy, Casey Kane and into Jamie McMurray.
And a lot of this is product of really fresh tires and really, really old tires.
Oh, the closing rate's incredible, about 2 seconds.
And there you see Todd Bodine. In the 92 car, he is on pit road right now. That is happening so fast right there coming off turn 2. I mean, that was a hard lick on the inside that pit wall, or that wall.
All right, so it is David Stremme in the number 1. It was all going Matt Kenseth's way, and then he cut down a left front tire and spun out of the lead in turn 2.
But I'm going to tell you, he could be pretty lucky on this deal because the caution's out. He stayed on the racetrack. Now, if he can make it back around without that left front coming apart, then he'll still be on the lead lap.
Should have brought that car to pit road when the 5 car came to pit road. He had all that damage on the left rear there, and they had left side damage. Fast as he was, round she goes.
There you see it right there. And I'm going to tell you what, when you spin on the back stretch at this place, banked at 9 degrees, and you don't hit anything or nobody hits you, luck is on your side.
Wow. Here's another look. Now that's second place Joe Nemechek right behind him.
I mean, normally you go all the way to the bottom of the racetrack and hit that inside wall just like we saw David Stremme earlier.
It's up to 30th.
But what they have to be careful not to
trouble. Turn 1, 2 cars spin. Oh, whoa! Somebody threaded the needle and got through there. I don't know how.
I don't either.
2 cars were completely sideways. The track was all but blocked, and it puts us under the first caution today.
I'm pretty sure whoever that was got a little bit of damage. But
he is smoking down through turn 3 and 4 right now.
It was the 16 that shot through there, Larry Gunzelman. There's Robbie Benton, who was one of the cars that spun.
And here the field comes and the track's blocked, and everybody got to stop.
We didn't mention Robbie Benton in the 70 car. He actually qualified 33rd. He had to go to the rear of the field because he missed the driver's meeting.
So his day started off bad and it's gotten worse.
And there's the other car involved, Joe Buford from Nashville.
That's my buddy Mike's car. Mike McLaughlin, you know, from Daytona. I think he's going to drive that car at, I think he was scheduled to drive that car at Las Vegas.
Let's see what happened here. Oh, Benton got into him.
Yeah.
Buford went around. Watch the red 16 come right through there.
He did get a little bit of damage on that left front, but it could have been a lot worse.
Can't believe he made it.
You know who else can't believe it? He can't believe he made it.
Look at this, Darrell. Wow.
I'm telling you.
That's as close a shave as you'll ever get. Both sides. Trouble in 3. The 72 car got clipped.
Mike, that all started off the turn 2 over there. Everybody got all bottlenecked up. Some slow lap cars just could not get out of the way, and everybody ran out of room.
And what a tough break for Hank Parker Jr. in the 27. He's on a 2-race deal, doesn't have a full-time ride this season, but he plows into the 73 of Jason Schuler. And Schuler, I believe he and Ashton Lewis got together trying to make the track 3 or 4 wide going into the corner.
I think that 73 car got down on the apron and he spun up in front of these guys. I think that's what happened.
And Hank Parker Jr. drives away, but I think he has a radiator with no water in it right now.
He has an issue, there's no question.
This is the car that Chase Montgomery is going to run a lot of the races. In fact, it's a team car to David Green.
The lap cars, they're down on the inside and they're trying to get out of the way, but when they come off 2 over there, they go 3 wide and even try to go 4 wide, and it just causes a big bottleneck. See the white car backs up the hill there right in front of Hank Parker.
Let's see from another angle, Darrell. I think somebody got him first. There's the squeeze right there.
Yeah, he gets shoved up the hill. Yeah. He hits the car going by on the outside.
46, Ashton Lewis Jr.
Yeah.
Joe Aramendi, I think, was the first car got a piece of it.
You know what happened to Hank? The 59 car there, he didn't see that. I don't think he may have seen that car because Hank just more used to when we didn't have.
Oh, trouble, turn one. 2 cars hard in the wall. One is Mike Wallace.
Now that will be a break for Scott Riggs since he has not come to pit road yet.
Shane Meal there, 48 is the other.
And look, McMurray's going to slow down and let Harvick get 1 lap back.
So he'll only be 1 down now.
Now, need to slow down here, buddy.
Mike Wallace climbing out okay. Finished in the top 10 of all 3 races he ran at Daytona.
He doesn't look very happy either. He and Shane Mills seem to be communicating.
They're communicating.
Yes, they are. They got a lot of communication going on here. They obviously don't agree.
Shane is okay. Sets off the fire extinguisher on board to try to put that fire out.
I think Shane's going to come down here and say, listen, I got my helmet on, you got your helmet off, let's talk this over.
Mike Wallace not happy with Shane Meal.
I like Shane Mill's strategy. Leave that helmet on.
You know, whatever happened, these 2 guys, they walked away, and that's a good thing. Who really suffers now is the teams that have to fix these race cars.
Not to mention the car owners.
Shane Mill's a young kid. He's fiery. Mike Wallace, a little more mature. Can't blame Mike for being upset.
Yeah, I mean,
Mike took a hard hit.
It really did. You can see it going right into the wall there. I mean, that was a big lick right up there. You can see the tire marks up against the wall.
You got a problem, Shane? You don't know how to drive the motherfucker or what?
Well, it's a good thing. The only thing is hurt is feelings. That is, you'll see, it's a very hard, wicked crash into the turn 1 wall.
It was a hard lick.
And we've red flagged the race.
Let's see if we can see what happened here. Cars are going down in the first turn. Oh, Shane gets, you see what happened there? Shane got turned up by the 16 car. And Mike doesn't know that. He doesn't know that the 16 car got into Shane and put him up into him.
He thought he just drove into him.
Thought he drove into him. Probably figured he drove in a corner way too hard and lost it and went into him. I think when Mike sees that, he might not be quite as upset. I mean, looking at that, you'd say Shane Mill just run over him.
Right.
But he got hooked a little bit by that 16 car.
Because Mike Wallace in the red Ford, he's into the corner clean and then gets tagged.
Of course, as you said, Mike, great run at Daytona for Mike Wallace's team for the first time. Had somewhat committed to try to run the full schedule, chase the Busch points, and not a good day today.
I would tell you what that was on the side of his car, but I don't think I say it right. Is it a Gecko?
Gecko is the lizard.
Oh,
Geico is the sponsor.
Okay.
Matt.
Well, we've caught up with Mike.
1 car sideways against the inside wall.
And Harvick at 21, Bobby Hamilton Jr., they're going to get their lap back. That'll put Harvick back on the lead lap.
Sorry.
And Bobby Hamilton Jr.
Sorry, guys. You know, when I see smoke,
when you see smoke, you know there's fire, right?
I panic.
Larry Gunselman, who narrowly avoided the first caution of the day, got a little bit of it on both sides at lap 4.
And then was involved in the one down here with Shane Meal and Mike Wallace. He's had a pretty eventful day.
See what happened to Gunselman.
Just got loose with him coming up off turn 2.
I think he started to get a little bit loose, and then somebody got into him right there. Oh, there you go. Carl, he got a little bit loose, and when he wanted to straighten it up, there was somebody there.
Casey Kane in the 38, not happy with something. He's back on pit road running in the top 10.
Now Gunselman took a hard, flat hit with the left side.
You hate that because it breaks your momentum. It costs you a lot of time.
1 car up against the wall in turn 3, hits it. This will be a caution.
That's Chad Blunt, the 19 car.
Pieces flying off.
Caution is out.
He stays hard against the wall.
The leader did not get the caution.
You can come down. You got 1 more coming. You're clear behind the 38. Come on down the pits.
Well, I guess he did because they're bringing the pace car out, but I thought the leader was past the line when that caution came out.
9th caution, the most here at the Rock since 1995. And this one is for Chad Blunt.
Yeah, Scott Riggs, he's trying to get a lap back, but I think they'd already taken the caution, Darrell, the 10 car.
It was close.
Come on.
Let's have another look at what happened to Chad Blunt. He's got a lot of right side damage, right front damage.
Got real loose there, and it's corrected and went back into the wall.
Hit that thing hard.
Well, we're inside of 20 laps to go. Can Jamie McMurray hold on? Stay tuned.
Me to call him Kurt.
That's a lot of smoke from David Green's car as he comes by.
Boy, that's
comes by, but we stay under Green.
That's our point leader.
Yeah, you can see how much damage he has to the right side there.
Smacked the fence hard off turn 4.
Ooh,
there you go. He got hooked. Yeah, he got hooked from behind.
And that's where his pipes came off because they go out the right side.
Kerry Earnhardt.
Caution has waved for David Green. Jeff Fuller has taken his Cellular One Chevy to the garage area.
Man, he hit that wall hard.
And we're under the first caution of the day.
Yeah, David got hooked from behind is what happened, and man, he slapped that fence hard. Car's got a lot of damage to it. You can see the left rear tire poked out.
When you come in, just go back to the garage and go back to the truck. We'll work on it.
Oh, that's
Murray in the 1 inside of Brian Vickers in the 5.
Oh, we got some trouble.
Uh-oh. Damon Lusk into the wall. Caution's out.
The wall. He spun and hit the wall. Right at 2. You got yellow. You got yellow. You got it.
No more racing back to the caution in NASCAR, remember? So everybody rolling out of the throttle here, and the safety truck's already rolling to the wrecked car.
Well, it's such a great thing to see.
Did a good job of getting it slowed down some, but obviously a lot of damage to the 6 car.
The safety truck was moving up to the 6 to make sure he was okay. About the time the truck got there, he drove away from him.
Let's get a look at what happened to put us under caution. This was over in turns 1 and 2.
Lusk is on the outside, and there just isn't any grip there. I don't think that Scott Wimmer, the 23, got in the back of him. I think he just simply lost grip up in that high line.
Yeah, being up in the second groove probably isn't real. You know, there isn't a lot of grip up there, and he was in dirty air in general, but I don't think the 23 was close enough to him either to loosen him up. It just looks like, well, he's creeping in there. I think the 57 probably disturbed the air more than anything. As you see, the 57 was just coming by the spoiler, and that probably upsetted the car and turned him around.
Ouch.
That's too bad. Talked to Damon's dad this morning down in the garage area from up in Washington State.
Yep, Kennewick. Another look at it from back across the corner.
That wiggle kind of looked like that 48 car this morning, didn't you, Jimmy?
It's amazing. Now he's
Jeff Green, you talking about?
Yeah, you must have pit.
Yes, he did.
Yeah,
Trouble. Car in the wall. 2 of them in the wall. Jason Leffler and Brian Vickers, the championship leader.
Oh, man. And Vickers' car is not going back on the racetrack today.
I don't know what happened. I don't know if somebody got into me.
Dave?
Okay, you just caught the end of that transmission. He said first, I am fine. Now, they had just pitted, put themselves way back in the pack because they were still working on that loose condition. They made a long pit stop, adjusted on the shock on the left rear, and put tires on the car. But he said earlier on the radio, when I'm in traffic, this car's got the devil in it. Looks like it bit him.
Brian Vickers, the championship leader in the NASCAR Busch Series, in the wall. He's in the top lane.
There he is on the outside, and it just goes in the corner, and a lot of dirty air, and Leffler just kind of spun to avoid. He backed off the throttle quickly, which spun the 00 out.
Still there. Gonna spin. Ease up, ease up, ease up. Go low, go low. Come on. Go low, go low.
Talking about that transition into turn.
Bobby Hamilton Jr. for jumping the start of the race because that let Sauter and Casey Mears on the lead lap, put us 1 lap down behind the leader, so we need to thank him.
That's right, Larry Mack.
Thank everybody.
Casey came,
Daddy,
got
we
a piece of Fidua.
Is there anything we can do? We got time?
It looked like the 29 was around the right rear of the 12 and pulled him around sideways. And the 38, I think, gets into the 12 here. Yep.
Yeah, has nowhere to go. Just kind of bulldozes them out of the way.
Yeah.
But these noses are not made to be bulldozers.
On board Casey Kane, listen.
on down. Hold what you got, all right? Come on. Caution's out.
There are pins and needles out there. I mean, when the car has...
Trouble. One in the wall, it's Hermie Sadler. And the caution flag is out. Hermie started 26th.
You see some smoke where the left rear tire is rubbing the sheet metal. The fence has knocked in against. Oh, we got some trouble with the left front. Left front. Pretty serious damage here. Looks like he's going to the garage area. Yep. And the front.
He may have had a little help on that one.
28 car Brad Baker was right behind him.
He was in the vicinity.
On board with Chase Montgomery.
Up ahead.
Hard to see from there. None of the leaders on.
Right off of turn 1.
And he's on that access road as they would come out of pits right now. And you see the damage to the front of the number 71. Ron Young having some troubles negotiating turn number 1. Got spun around almost into the wall, and then that shot him back into that access road. You see the back end also with some damage there. And we'll take a look now at how we have gone on to caution number 3. As you see the 71 there sideways coming out of turn 1.
That's actually the dog leg right past the start finish line, and it looks like as we watch here in the 60 car from the in-car camera view that the track is just really narrow, trying to get all you can get through there, and the car stepped out on him.
And so our third caution has come out in the day because of the spin of Ron Young in the number 71, and obviously he will go in and have some sheet metal work done on that vehicle when they get the green flag to come into the pits. And I believe they do have that green flag. And sorry, the most intense shootout in LAPD history. 44 minutes, premieres Sunday, June 1st at 8 p.m. on FX. And the 71 car again into the wall. That's Ron Young.
He feels like he's been in a shootout today. That's tough. He probably had some damage from his earlier spin. Maybe cut a tire. There's no telling. But when you do something like that earlier, you can have all kind of problems. I hate it for Ron Young.
Let's take a look at that problem with the number 71 as you see smoke coming out the left side of the car there.
That's the thing about tire rubs. They don't usually fix themselves.
Making his way into turn 2, I believe there.
He's got his hand out the window there.
He's trying to get into the pits?
No, he was letting them know. Like, yeah, I don't have any control here, but that's a tough deal. He knew he was having a problem. That's why he's waving his hand, letting that car go by on the inside. He's had some earlier damage. You can see his left front rubbing there.
And the smoke rolls out of the 71 of Ron Young. And it looks as though the leaders are going to come in as we're under caution number 4 on lap 114.
Oh, we got a big crash over turn 3.
Trouble turn 3. Stacy Compton, Martin Truex, and Joey Clanton. And the caution's out for the first time. Well, you knew it was just a matter of time.
Oh, yeah.
I'm surprised it went this long, actually.
Those guys are racing hard, too.
Yeah. All right, let's check it out. Joey Clanton, who got his first top 5 Busch Series finish of his rookie season a week ago.
And you can tell folks that noise is not good. Oh, my goodness.
He got it both ends. All right, what happened?
That's him trying to get under the 58 car. Just got in the corner a little bit too hard, make contact, and both cars back around the fence. And Stacy Compton had no place to go except in the wreck.
That happens a lot here, though, Benny. When you get in on that apron going into turn 3, you'll see his left side tires go into this white line. Going in here, and he goes in a little hard, tries to slide into him, and the back end comes around on him, hit him, and that's it.
What is it Schrader likes to say? He took the air off his spoiler, and then he hit him. All right, so Stacy Compton just kind of swept up in the aftermath. You see the damage there to the Martin Truex car, and Joey Clanton has brought his heavily wounded machine onto pit road. None of the leaders have pitted here, so we'll take...
Oh, and Biffle.
Greg Biffle into the wall in the jam up from the caution flag. That's Biffle, top of the screen, right there.
And that's the downside of starting in the back on a short track. You got a lot of inexperience.
Big problems.
Hang on, bunch up coming. We ain't gonna lose nothing right here.
Started when Michael Lewis in the 29 car got bumped and spun around, and the jam up behind him.
Steering wheel move.
Oh yeah, he's got big troubles there.
Yeah, that's hurt.
Bent up race car right there.
10-4. They wrecked right in front of him, and they got the back of him, boys. Turned him around.
Watch Michael Lewis in the black car. Tried to come to the bottom of the racetrack. Larry Gunselman was there, and then Biffle got hit from behind when he jumped on the brakes.
Yeah, Chad Blount really didn't have anywhere to go, but unfortunately...
Oh, we'll come back to it in a second. We've got trouble in turn 4. That's Jimmy Henderson, one of the drivers making his Busch Series debut here today, and the caution flag's out.
Like he hit anything from that angle. He got lucky.
Yeah, looked like he stopped it short. You can see the skid marks leading up to where the car rests. Henderson is a 20-year-old from Conyers, Georgia. Been running the Southern All-Stars late model series the last couple of years. Also been in some ARCA Superspeedway races earlier this season. And in his NASCAR Busch Series debut here in Memphis. Fifth caution is out here at Memphis. That's Michael Lewis. Richard Childress is 29, who has used up the right front corner of it.
Yes, I would agree with you on that one. I'll take a look. Ooh, hard to tell what happened there.
Man.
You think he may have had a little help?
Got a little bump there. Mike Wallace was the guy that was running right behind him. So Michael Lewis, his NASCAR Busch Series debut, ends in kind of an ugly. Back at Memphis Motorsports Park, caution flag is out. Justin Hobgood, former NASCAR Dash Series champion, just spun around up in turn 3, didn't hit anything. There's Justin left of screen in the 43 car. That would be what you call a loose race car. And he has gone up the track, not hit anything, brought out the caution flag for the 8th time in the race.
That is loose.
Much needed by the front runners. He stopped. He came in 2nd, went out 10th. This time he came in 5th, and we got one on the wall. A doubleheader for Justin Hobgood, and the caution flag's out again. This time I think he's finished it off.
Yes, I'm going to agree with you on that one. I don't agree with you often, but we've had, how many of our championship guys now have led a lap?
Vickers, Keller, Riggs, and Hornaday. The only one who hadn't is David Green. So this would be caution flag number 9. Crunch. That's not good. So just to finish the thought I was saying before, Hornaday's crew, 2nd to 10th on an earlier stop, 5th to 2nd. This
because of this in practice. And watch this. Lots of damage to the rear of this car. I saw that car after.
Caution is out here at Michigan International Speedway.
Jamie Mosley, the 39 car out of London, Kentucky, has spun off turn 2. And all those guys that has made pit stops, sorry.
And while you were away in the break, a couple of front-running cars did come onto pit road. Casey Kane came in for service. Also Jeff Burton, Jason Keller, and Scott Wimmer. Those cars had been on pit road under the green flag for service, and then Mosley spun and brought out the caution flag.
So Tony Stewart, the 8 car, the leader, comes by, takes the caution flag.
Let's see if we can, well, I don't know which one he is. This one right here?
Nope. Nope, wrong answer.
He just lost it, didn't he? Looks like he just got loose coming off the corner and just barely backed it in the fence.